Hey guys, quick question. Can CRO or CRO, however you want to say it, get to $1? The short answer is yes, it can get to $1 because we've almost been there before. We've got to like 96.5 cents a few years ago. We've not been anywhere near that for a long time. We've not been anywhere near above 10 cents for a long time. I staked for the J Green Visa card at 25 cents a couple of years ago, and we've not been anywhere near that since. Since I staked, the price has come down. Not because of, by the way, just since I've staked. But we've got a long, long way to go before we get anywhere near $1. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because I keep seeing all over X and all over Discord and all over Twitter and, well, Twitter is X, all over Reddit, all over YouTube about Cronos price predictions or the Crow token price predictions, or people making these statements of fact that this will happen. So get in now, we're still early. And all these comments, all these clickbait titles that you see on videos of Crow will be at $1, don't be late, don't miss out, or the same on X. Mark my words, Crow will be at $1. We're still early. And all these statements as if they are facts, as if they know that this will happen. Most of the people, and I say most, I'm generalizing here, but most of the people, in my opinion, who make these statements are just making these statements because either because they just want to get engagement with the post or the video, or because it's wishful thinking and they're hoping that will happen because they've got a big bag of Crow or whatever reason. But most of the people who make these statements as if they know it to be true have got no basis or evidence to support that statement. They're just saying it because they want it to happen or they're willing it to happen. The small percentage of people who make that statement based on their own research and understanding of the Cronos chain or the Crow token or the Crypto.com app or the fundamental analysis they've done or the technical analysis, that's a very, very small percentage of people. But even those people who are making these statements and claims based on their research and their predictions are based on historical data, most of those people, I would say, are still going to be wrong. They don't know. It's just speculation. And that might be, a sweeping statement coming from me, but I'm basing that statement on what I've seen from many of these people, looking at their content going back a year or 2 years, people I've followed here on YouTube who make these statements and make these claims of what's going to happen based on their analysis. In most cases, they've been wrong, that their predictions haven't come true. There's certain people, and I won't name names, I've named these people before, but there's certain people who will talk about specific tokens who will use clickbaited titles in the videos to say, urgent, beware, breaking news, whatever the clickbaited title is, to get those views. They will make statements as fact that this is what's going to happen tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. They'll make these, short-term, mid-term, long-term predictions on a token. And in most cases, if I go back and watch this content, and you can do the same, look at some of these content. A lot of these people delete the content after they've made these wild predictions anyway. But if you go back and look at this content and then see if what they said came true, in most cases, or in a large percentage of cases, it's been wrong. It hasn't happened. That's not to say that they're lying or they've deliberately misled you. I'm sure some people do because they've got a big bag and they're trying to pump their own bags. But most people think that what they're saying is right, and they might be doing it with good intention, and they might have all that historical data to support their prediction of what's going to happen. This happened then, and then this happened then, and then this happened then. Therefore, this is going to happen now. And it might be right. Sometimes they might be right, and they might put out videos to say, I told you this would happen. And in a lot of cases, they'll be wrong. It won't happen, because just because something has happened a certain way in the past doesn't guarantee that's what will happen in the future. It's probably the best we've got in order to make price predictions, is looking at historical data. But just know that it doesn't guarantee it. So when people make these wild statements of this will happen and it will happen then, take it with a pinch of salt and do your own research and decide if, yeah, now is a good time to buy into this token, or do you hold off? Do you wait? Whatever. So that's just kind of the introduction to this video, really, about will the CRO token reach $1? Yes, I think it can, and I'll give you my reasons why I think it can in a second. But just don't believe what people are saying because they're saying it on YouTube or they're saying it on Reddit or they're saying it on X with conviction. It doesn't guarantee that's what will happen. So just looking at the Cronos price, we're currently at just under 8 cents, 7.9 cents. Last week we got down to like 6.8 cents, and there was probably millions of people having a meltdown because of that. Probably loads of people sold off because they panicked. Smart people probably bought in at 6.8 cents and are now laughing because they've had that increase, and you know, maybe they've staked it for the card because they bought it at such a low price. Smart people would have bought that dip, but newer people might have sold off and panicked a bit. So, you know, this wasn't just specific to CRO, by the way. This was right across the board. All of crypto had this massive dump last week, and all of the, you know, traditional stocks had a similar you know, meltdown. People were panicking. Robinhood decided to stop trading on the platform because people were just in this mass panic, I think, last week. And that's as a result of what's going on generally, I think, across the world with the wars and, you know, with the election in the United States, and, you know, people just worrying about their own personal finances and how the economy is going. There's all sorts of reasons why, you know, things are not looking so great at the moment. You know, we had this Bitcoin halving back in April and everyone was expecting this massive pump, and it's just not happened because there's a lot of other things going on in the world that have had an effect on that happening. With regards CRO and will CRO get to $1, and why and when it will get to $1, yes, I think that will happen. You know, nothing has changed for the worse in terms of, you know, crypto.com, their apps, the infrastructure, the blockchain, the key personnel, you know, the sponsorships with the likes of the UFC. Nothing has changed significantly. In fact, everything has got better. You know, they've got the introduction of the Cronos ZK EVM, which will probably see a lot more people put CRO into that, or LCRO. So that's probably going to have a positive effect on the CRO price. There's bridging to the Cronos ZK EVM from other chains like Solana or Base or Arbitrum. There's bridging capabilities from those chains over to Cronos ZK EVM. So that might see a lot of dollars come from different chains over to ZK EVM, which again should see a positive impact on the CRO token. We've got the launch of this new Crypto.com Prime card, which is for, you know, obviously for people much wealthier than I am. But if you've got $1 million worth of CRO that you can stake, you can get this Prime card. So that might see, you know, people buy more CRO, millionaires buying more into CRO. It might even encourage people from other chains, whales from other chains, Solana, Ethereum, Base, wherever, people who usually, you know, trade over there. It might see them bring their millions over here just to get this card. You know, we could get 5 million, 10 million, 100 million from other chains because they want this card. It depends, you know, whether this card appeals enough to those types of people. I've not really looked into the benefits of this card because it's not something that I would ever in a million years be able to afford. But there are tons and tons of benefits that might appeal to, you know, wealthy people who don't currently invest in CRO. So, you know, there's all sorts of reasons why the price of CRO can increase and will increase. I think the key component or the key point here really is when that will happen, and it's not going to happen overnight. But if you are bullish on CRO and you bought in, you know, last week at 6.8 cents, or you bought in now at 8 cents, or you bought in 3 years ago, 4 years ago at you know, sub 5 cents, or if you bought in when I bought in at 25 cents, if you bought in and you still believe in CRO, there is no doubt in my mind the potential for us to get to $1. but it's just a matter of when. So you've just got to hold that bag and just be patient and wait for things to start falling into place, because they will fall into place. It's just not going to happen overnight. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents, guys. If you are a supporter of CRO, if you're a Crow fan, I see a lot of people, Crow fan members, deciding now that they've just had enough of Crow and Cronos and Crypto.com, and they're migrating to other chains. And it's sad, really, because these people genuinely believed in CRO, and hopefully they will have a change of heart and they will see things change for the better. I think we need to first wait and see what happens with ZK EVM. But once that's launched and once people start trading there or start staking there, I think we're going to see the price of CRO gradually increasing, gradually peak 10 cents, 15 cents, 20 cents, 25, but it's going to be a gradual climb. It's not going to be this massive straight up to $1. Anyway, just my thoughts. I could be wrong. I might be right. Who knows? But I'm not making statements as facts. It's just my humble opinion. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon, guys.